Vintage, it never seems to go out of style, and that is ever so true for the woman behind Cahoots Handbags. Paige Davidson uses retro fabrics to create new handbags, and she's here to share her story and, of course, her fabulous designs as well. Good morning to you, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, so glad to have you. Okay, so let's get into it because your grandparents were antique dealers and collectors. Your store has been in the family for a very long time. Give me the history behind how you guys got started and the longevity that you guys have had over time.
So we started making our handbags in 2003, my mom and I together, and our store is in a building that was my granddad's auto parts store
from
1945 into the mid-70s. So there's a long, rich history in our building, because my grandparents were antique dealers and collectors, the love for vintage fabrics is sort of in our blood.
Exactly.
Love for old things.
Exactly. Well, you know what? I love that you were able to make use of something that was already in the family, taking that auto shop, turning it into something fashionable. You never know what your next offspring might turn it into. So tell me, why vintage fabrics? I know you said you like old things. It was kind of what you grew up on. Tell me, how did you expand it into a business, though?
We are definitely a family of collectors, and we started initially making bags for ourselves out of fabrics that my grandmother had, and then friends wanted them, and so we started making them for friends, and then continued to make them for the public, and have been at it for 22 years.
My goodness. Okay, let me ask you this, because authentic vintage fabrics are pretty difficult to find, honestly. And so how are you guys going about it? How do you get your hands on it?
Increasingly harder to find. When we started, we had fabrics flowing in from antique dealers who specialize in unused mid-century fabrics. Our sourcing has slowed a bit over the years just because it is a limited source. So we do what we can, make what we can when we can find it.
Okay, let me ask you this, for people who don't understand, because obviously some people, when they hear vintage, they just think, oh, okay, is it from what century? You know what I mean?
Right.
So what qualifies a fabric to be vintage?
We use fabrics that are from the 1920s through the 1970s for our line.
Nice. Okay, got it. Now, you brought several examples with you, which we are so excited about, and these are actually from the 1940s, even the 1930s as well. Can you show us some of those that are actually from that era?
These here are little peep mini clutches, and those are made from feed sacks and quilting cottons from the 20s, 30s, 40s. And those are going to be the oldest ones in our line.
My goodness, do you ever feel like you're connecting with someone from the past? Like,
Always.
oh my gosh, somebody used this for something else.
We're constantly talking to ghosts.
Ooh,
in a good way. In a good way. Happy ghosts.
Yeah, I'm about to say the Holy Ghost. No, I'm just kidding. Now, your next bag is made from actually airline upholstery. Which one is that?
That is this one here, this blue one, which is made from 1960s airline upholstery.
How cool. Are we talking airline chairs, airline carpet?
It would have been used for airline chairs. Yes, the fabrics we get are unused fabrics. So they were intended to be upholsteries, but never were actually put on a couch.
But you know what? That actually just shows you how much the world has evolved, because you will not catch fabric on a plane these days at all. All right, let's move on to something else. A purse made from bark cloth. Now, I don't know about you guys. I've never heard of bark cloth.
So bark cloth, this little guy here, one of our peep mini clutches, it's got the texture of bark from a tree, and you saw that a lot mid-century, lots of atomic patterns, abstract patterns, as well as florals.
I think this honestly might be my favorite out of all of them. I love a good abstract.
Stripe.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so tell me about the rest of everything, because you also do art.
I do. That's my real job. Everything else is my side project, but I was trained as a painter and a potter, and so our gallery space focuses on that as well as the handbags.
Nice. Okay, tell me, because how did you perfect, did you grow up and knew that you had artistry in you, or was it a training situation?
I grew up in an artistic household. My dad's an artist, and my mom was very crafty, so I knew I wanted to go to art school and make it a living.
And then dabbled in the pottery afterward.
Did pottery in high school, and then in college, and then set up a full studio at my house a number of years ago.
Some people, they struggle to figure out what they're going to do in life. It sounds like
there was no other choice.
From jump. This is so good. These are fabulous designs. Tell me a little bit about the store, where people can find it, if they're thinking, I need a new handbag as we go into the last few months of summer.
We are just off the square in Gainesville, Texas, and you can also find us online and on our social media at Cahoots Handbags.
Thank you so much for joining us.
I really appreciate you having me.